Hello, Mark Bowden, clinical hypnotherapist, back yet again with another tip on how to sleep better. And not only am I going to give you a tip on how to sleep better, but I'm also going to explain why what I'm about to tell you about is an issue. Now, what we need to avoid during the night is intermittent sounds. Now, have you ever been asleep and you're rudely awakened by a car horn or a bang outside? It doesn't need to necessarily be something that startles you. What it is though is just a break in your environment. It could be the tiniest of sounds, and all of a sudden, you've awoken. So we need to avoid these intermittent sounds. And the reason why they wake us up is, if you think back to prehistoric times, the most vulnerable time of your life would have been when you're sleeping. Things can creep up on you, things that want to eat you, things that want to kill you. So we, at night, when we're asleep, as far as our bodies and our minds are concerned, we are at our most vulnerable. So any sort of change in the environment in terms of sound, then we instantly need to be aware of it. But of course we don't, because we're in the safety of our own homes, more than likely. But I mean, the obvious ways to overcome this are things such as wearing earplugs or putting white noise on. Other ideas that you might want to try is having a fan in the room, because that has it's a nice whirring sound that assists you in going to sleep with that nice rhythmic noise, but it also drowns out any intermittent sound that might happen. Now, one thing that a lot of people will do is to leave the television on, because it sometimes has that nice, rhythmic noise, but obviously you have the potential of a bang or something that changes on the television, so that's a bad thing. But always, I would say, refrain from this for another reason, and that is quite often what's on television when you're about to go to sleep are things like the news, or at that time of night, things that are violent, or certainly things that are not necessarily upbeat. You're in a state which is actually very similar to trance, the hypnotic trance. And you're getting to that stage where everything's nicely relaxed, but you are still very much aware of what's going on around you. And if what's going on around you and the words that are going in, even if they're not waking you up, they're talking about murder, terrorism, all these kind of things that are very negative, and they are filling your mind with negativity as you drift off to sleep, it's hardly good for you. But I am digressing a little bit around that, but it's just something to be aware of. But try it this evening. If you do get woken by intermittent sounds that happen during the evening, get yourself a fan, put it on in your bedroom, and enjoy the nice whirring noise that will drown out those intermittent sounds.